I'm 58 years of age and I was diagnosed with prostate cancer 2 weeks ago.
My name's Gary, and I recently moved back to my hometown of Weymouth in Dorset to be closer to my family. Last year, I joined a team of citizen journalists as a filmmaker on a project run by Access Dorset. The project uses filmmaking combined with a website to empower disabled people, older people and carers in Dorset. It gives people a voice and provides support, information and advice on independent living. Not long after joining the project, my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer. With his agreement, and as a new citizen journalist, I decided I wanted to document his experience with the illness and follow his progress as a cancer patient.
I suppose it all started about 6 or 7 weeks ago when I went out for the day with a friend of mine and just talking casually as we were. In the gents' toilet, I said that peeing was a little bit of a problem, and he chastised me a bit and said, well, you should be going to the GP then, and should be getting that checked out. So I did.
The GP performed blood tests which showed a high level of PSA in Dad's blood. This is a protein produced by the prostate gland. The elevated levels eventually resulted in a referral to the hospital where they performed a biopsy.
5 days later, then I got a phone call one afternoon when I was at work saying, could you come in for an appointment on the Friday, 2 days later? I kind of half expected that she may say to me that you have a diagnosis of prostate cancer, and that's exactly what she did say. I didn't know quite how I'd react until I was put in that position. What I hadn't anticipated was that when the nurse told me initially about the diagnosis, then I think I was with her for about half an hour. Then my wife and I went to the cafe in the hospital, and suddenly the most major issue really became about how do we tell our children about the diagnosis. I've got 3 children and 1 grandchild, and we were very conscious of the reaction of other members of the family to this news and what it might mean for them.
I think one of the hardest parts of the process for everyone so far has just been waiting.
You know, once you've got your diagnosis, you then have to wait to have tests. You then have to wait for those test results, all the time not knowing how serious things are, whether cancer's spread, what treatment's needed.
I needed to have 2 scans, which would take place in the following fortnight, and those scans would indicate then kind of the seriousness of the cancer, how far it had spread, if it had spread, and what the treatment plan was likely to be. It's now sort of nearly 2 weeks later. I'm due to have the MRI scan tomorrow, and I already had the bone scan about 8 days ago now, and I had a phone call just a couple of days ago which indicated that the bone scan was completely clear, so that's good news. I'm now awaiting the MRI scan and the results of that.
So just had the MRI scan, how was it?
Yeah, it was all right. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I was quite anxious about it really, because it's like going in an enclosed space and I get a bit claustrophobic feelings and whatever, but it was absolutely fine. I kept my eyes closed for 20 minutes. One of my friends had said, think about being on your boat for that time, and that's what I did. Thought about being on the boat, and it passed quite quickly. It is difficult because I don't know how to react really to the news that you suddenly become a cancer patient. And so the nurse indicated to me that it wouldn't be helpful to look at everything on the internet, and I haven't done that. And so I've tried to kind of put it to one side really, because it's not particularly helpful, I don't feel, to speculate about what this might mean. I realise that the diagnosis is just the first step, and I know that there's going to be a treatment plan, Don't know what that treatment is going to involve at this stage, but I know that this is going to be part of an ongoing story. This is just the first chapter, so perhaps I'll come back and talk again when I know more about what the next step is.
As he's quite claustrophobic, one of the things my dad has been most fearful about was going in the MRI scanner. I'm sure there will be more obstacles to come. This film is the first of several I hope to make, charting Dad's progress. I hope the films I make will support and inform others going through a similar experience.